Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's Wednesday night, time for favorites. I've done 3 videos already today. This will be the 4th one. Just the way that it's because it's the last day of the month. You know, you've got the new album that I purchased. I want to put that in there. And the series ended for July, so you had the last episode plus the honorable mention. So I've been pretty busy getting all these done. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I had all the prep work done, so it's just a matter of doing the videos, which usually what it ends up being, and then uploading them is just a matter of time as well. So this episode of favorites, we are doing 5 bands that are still making great albums. You know, like these 5 legacy bands, all still out there, still pumping out some really good stuff. Some better than others, but still really good. I don't have these in any, they're not in my favorites order, let's put it that way. I kind of tried to do them chronologically, according to when they came out. So we're going to start with the one that's the most distant past release, which came out in 2021. I'm seriously hoping these guys do another album, because this one was really good. One of my first albums on the channel that I really liked, that was new to me, and that's this album, Styx's. I can't even remember the name of this. Crash of the Crown, sorry. I was thinking some other stupid name, but Crash of the Crown. So this came out in 2021. This is an absolute killer album. If I got an issue with it at all, it's that songs are a little bit short. That's it. Other than that, it's fantastic. I hope they're going to do another album. This one, you've got some really strong vocal performances by all 3 vocalists. Some of the songs are catchy as hell. They didn't have a lot of mainstay with me because they were a little bit short, but other than that, this is fantastic. So it's only been 3 years, so that's not a lengthy time nowadays for groups to release albums, but it's been about 3 years. I don't know if they're working on anything else, but I really quite enjoyed this a lot, so I hope that they will do something else. They're still fairly young by the old man standard, so I think Tommy Shaw maybe like 67 or 68, and then James is probably in his early 70s. The other guys are all fairly young in this band. I think that Lawrence Gowan is probably in his 60s now too. So yeah, you've got some older guys, but not ridiculously old. But still, this is a great album. I'm hoping they do another one. So this is the first one of the 5 that we're going to do. The second one is from a band that most people figured was finished, and then out of the blue he came out with an album. Then right away he came out with another one. Jethro Tull, Rock Float. Good, solid album. I know I've heard some criticism about his vocals, but his vocals aren't what they used to be. But he wrote the music to fit his vocals into the range that he's now in. And these are some pretty solid songs. I like this album. I prefer its predecessor, which came out a year or so before it. I thought that was a better album, but they're both good albums. And for me, I thought Tull from 1969, 68, 67, these guys have got to be finished by now. But they're still producing, and it still has that Tull sound to it. And yeah, just a good album. This is a kind of a concept storytelling about Ragnarok. So interesting album if you like it. The cover's pretty good, better than the predecessor. I like the predecessor's music better, but this is a better cover overall. Good pictures of him and stuff like that in there. So excellent, still making good stuff, Jethro Tull. Next one out is probably my favorite album by this band, and they got some good ones, but this is my favorite. Uriah Heep's Chaos in Color. This came out last year. Just fantastic. Still in my playlist, still doing well. Been in my playlist now, God, it's got to be like 8 months. It's just been there since last year, and it's still in there. Just so good, such a good album. You know, if there was album sides, we would be doing one for this front half of these songs. The first 5 or 6 are just absolutely spectacular, and even the back half is good. Some of them are spectacular too. Yeah, this is just an absolute killer album. I think it's their best album. It's my favorite of their albums, and even though I've got some of their older albums and I do like them, I just think this vocalist is really spectacular as well. And Box is really strong on the guitar and everything. Just an overall well orchestrated, catchy beats, great vocals, some fantastic storytelling, heavy. Everything you want from Uriah Heep is here in a big package. And this is a nice layout as well. Yeah, just an absolute killer album. I love it. Next band up. Hadn't made an album in some time, and there was pretty much thought that they would never make one again. These guys are among the oldest people on earth. Yeah, Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. This is a good comeback album for a fantastic band. Really good album. Like, there's at least a half dozen tracks on here that are classic sounding. Yeah, there's a little bit of that newer stuff thrown in on the album, that a little bit irritating, but overall, I mean, they could have done away with maybe 2 or 3 of the tracks, but still, very strong album for a group. I'm hoping they decide to make another one, but, you know, these guys are 80 or pushing 80, so that's as old as it gets. That's what they say, as old as dirt, right? But still making great stuff. It would be great if they would come back with something similar to this, a little bit more. Fantastic album, Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. And the last one is one that I recently purchased, but I had heard it. Absolutely killer. Going to be one of my favorite of their albums, I'm pretty sure. Judas Priest, Invincible Shield. This is the deluxe version, has the extra 3 songs, which are well worth it. So if you're going to go out and buy this album, get this one. For the extra $10, you get those 3 extra songs, and just such a great album. I love every tune on here. It's classic Priest sounding, right? It just has all the sounds that you want. The book is really good. Lots of nice colorful pictures. It's a very colorful album too. I love this here. That's fantastic. I think this might be Mark Wilkinson that drew this. I'd have to go look, but I'm pretty sure it probably is. I love this cover. Fantastic. Still making fantastic music. Maybe making the best music of their career. I don't know if that's maybe stretching it a bit, but definitely well within that range. And their last album before this was really good as well. So this is a band that still got it. I've heard recently that they're planning a retirement, or at least Rob Halford is. If Halford's not going to be in the band and Tipton is ill and not doing well, I don't see the point of going on. Those are 2 of the main guys, if not the main 2 guys. So, yeah, fantastic. Give it a listen. If you like Priest or if you like metal, this is definitely an album you're going to want to give a full version of listening to. And, of course, my recommendation is at highest volume you're capable of putting on without getting the cops involved. So, hope you enjoyed this episode of my 5 bands that are still making great albums here on Favorites. If you like this, please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to put your comments in the comment section. Don't forget the notification bell. And we will be back next Wednesday night with another episode of Favorites. So take care and have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.